Hello everyone and welcome to the lecture 3 of module 7, Building Healthy Friendships. And today we are going to explore that how you can make your friendship very supportive, how you can build the new friends and how you can recognize that who are your supportive friends and who are toxic sometimes. Because friends are essential in your life. You feel happy when you are surrounded with your good friends, and in fact if you will reflect now that you think about your old friend that who had been supportive throughout your journey, you will have very good memories about that and you will feel happy. Now that why friendship matters, because we all are connected to each other, we are social person, so that's why it's important. It gives us the emotional support when you are alone and you are not able to find out your path, you are feeling emotionally weak after an incident, then you need someone who can be with you. So you feel be able to connect with that person and you support that person. You express your emotions with that person and that also boosts your happiness. You feel happiness in his presence or her presence. Whoever is your friend, if you are connected with that, he is a good person and your best friend, or he is just a friend, his presence is enough for you. It also increase the feeling of belongingness, because it is also a need. We are social person, as I said, so you also want to connect with someone. When you go in group or you do an activity together, then you feel that I am connected to that person. He belongs to me. I am his friend, or he is my friend or her friend. So it creates a strong sense of belonging and it reduces the feeling of isolation and loneliness. And friends are also important for your personal growth. Do you remember that sometimes you are not in the mood to study, but your friend encourages you to study? So in that way also friends helps. So they encourage for the self improvement and they reinforce positive habits, leading to a better version of yourself. And what are the qualities of supportive friendships? So everybody knows what kind of friends you have, but this is supportive or not, how you can see that thing. So you see that is there trust and honesty involved in this friendship or not. So you have to be genuine with that friend. So if you are genuine in a friendship, you will feel that you are supportive or you are supporting your friend, or your friends are also supporting you in both the ways. So if it exists, you can trust your friends and he is honest with you, he is not hiding the things, it means it's a supportive thing. And it's also about the loyalty and dependability. So being there when it matters most, offering unwavering support and commitment. What does we mean by it? It means maybe some incident happened, you met with an accident and you need a friend at that time, and friend says, I can't come, I am busy at this time. It means it's not there, right? Your friendship needs to be reviewed once. But if he is always loyal, he is not hiding anything. If you called, he is there always, right? And you also feel that if you want to start a new work, he is the first one to whom you will call. It means he is your good friend and he is a loyal friend. He is not hiding, he is not cheating you, you know? And that he may be kind and he maybe encourages you to do the another work also. So what does we mean by the kindness and encouragement? It offers non-judgmental support, it uplift your spirits and fostering positivity. It means, for example, you think that there is a friend, so both of you were studying in a, maybe I can give an example of a my client, like he was complaining that both of them were studying in a coaching center, they prepared together and he was very good friend of, so they were 3 friends. But now what happened when he is in a graduation and all other 2 friends are not contacting him. So he was always there with him. He was loyal. He shared everything, whatever he is doing, maybe in the 12th level and the coaching centers where they had become friends. It's about their encouragement. They had been in another group and he had been in another group. So somehow differences created. He became the same, but because they were not that loyal, they started hiding the things with that person, and he feel that no, it is not helping me at all, and he feel that they are, so loyalty is missing. He was kind to them, but they were not there. But earlier the same friendship was different when they were in school, but when life changes, it, the friendship also change. So you have to see that what is, in which state you are actually now. What will be the signs of a healthy friendship? In a healthy friendship, you feel safe, you feel accepted, and you feel valued. Your friends gives you importance when you are with them. They always include you in their each and every plan. Whatever happen, something good or bad, they will contact you first. You will always be there. There will be open communication. There will be nothing to hide between the 2 friends. If they are hiding, it means there is something else. And there will be a balance in giving and receiving support. Who are the good friends? They always support each other, and they also handle the conflict constructively, and they don't avoid the conflicts. So what does we mean? If, for example, we can understand in a way, there are 2 friends who are very good, and they are always there. So when a person had met with some personal accidents, I mean to say that there were so many difficulties in his personal life, at the same time life loss was there involved in his life. At that time he lost someone very close to him, and at that time he needed some emotional support. He wasn't able to express with his other family members and teachers and mentors. They were seniors, so he thought that they cannot understand his emotions, what he was going through. That he was a teenager at that time, and at the same time, so hormonal changes were there, and at the teenage all the emotional imbalance was there. At the same time he needed somebody who can understand. At that time that friend supported him. He was able to open up every time, whatever fights were there at home, or he was feeling emotionally vulnerable at that time, he used to, and the other friends also supported. So that kind of friendship built, and he always feels safe at that time. And similarly, if you will feel, it's not only about that this friendship, but sometimes in a relationship also, because that starts when you are in a committed relationship. Before that you were friends. So when something happened, everybody needs a safe space. So you go to that person and you feel safe in that. You can share each and everything without having a second thought that he will judge you. So if you have that kind of a friendship, it means you are having a very healthy relationship with that person. And if there will be any conflict between you and your friend, then you have to handle it. Okay, they don't leave that conflict, but they try to resolve that conflict. That is the biggest sign. You don't leave. If you are feeling something, then you will express that I didn't like it. And how you will recognize that this is a unhealthy friendship? When there is a frequent criticism or manipulation, you are feeling drained or used, it's a one-sided relationship, or it's a lack of respect or support. So frequent criticism or manipulation, for example, you will see that you had achieved something in your life. Maybe you had got a 10th CPI, or you had got a academic recognition because of your academics, right? and that person is criticizing in a way or commenting that this is the person who always study, you are the one, and you are not liking it, but you are not expressing, right? Similarly, when you achieve something else, then also he is passing out a comment on your friendship, right? So he is becoming personal. So those comments are negative, which is harming your self-esteem. You are not taking it positively. It means it's a unhealthy friendship. You are thinking that he is your friend, but maybe he is not considering you as your best friend. Similarly, maybe after doing something for that friend, you will feel really drained, or you will feel used, that whenever they have some work, they will call that, are you available? And when you have some work, they are not available. And you will, because you consider them as a friend, you do everything, but after some time you will feel that you are drained. So that also you must be considered if it is happening with you. And they don't respect you. Maybe you are a friend in a, if you will feel that you have a different roles in each and every aspect of your life. You maybe behave differently in your family, and you may be differently with your close friends, and you may behave differently in your class, maybe in front of your seniors or your professor, right? So, but whatever you had talked as a friend, maybe those things, and they are, when you are in formal settings, they are bringing out that thing, or they are commenting on you, and they are not respecting your post at that time. You will feel they are commenting in front of your juniors or in front of the seniors. Then you will feel that, okay, it is harming your self respect because you have a different image. Then also it's not a healthy sign, it's an unhealthy sign. You have to recognize this also. And if every time only you are the one who is available, but when you need they are not available, it means it's a one-sided, and you should recognize it, that it is not going to work for long. Many people says that there is no need to set boundaries in the friendship, but I always says that no, you have to set boundaries in the friendship. Why? Because it's a sign of a it's a sign of a self-respect. Self-esteem will be high if you will set the boundaries. It will maintain, because you also need your me time. If there will be no me time, there will be no boundaries, you will not feel happy from inside. So if something is there, then you have to learn that how to set the boundaries. And it also protect your emotional well-being, and because boundary safeguards your emotional health and prevent overextension. And you can also say no without guilt. It is acceptable to decline requests that compromise your comfort or priorities. And you should also respect each other's need. You should acknowledge and respect each other's space, time and energy limits, and create mutual understanding. It is also very important because boundaries foster clarity, safety and respect in the friendship. So, when you set the boundaries, if you don't know how to set the boundaries, then you will be in a conflicting situations. So, you should learn to say no. A client came with a problem that whenever his friend needs, they'll call and will always say that, hey, I need you, come here, and I will not listen no from your side. And he will be there, so from the morning to the evening, because he went for the tea, then he had done some work with that person, and then, so not his personal work, but friend's work. And after that, at the evening also, that okay, it's about to be evening, so they had snacks, and at night they had dinner also together. So the whole day had been spent, and he had avoided all his important work. He has some deadlines, not very important, but he has to start the working from the same day. So whatever he planned, he couldn't complete because he couldn't say no. The other person was very assertive and well said, expressed his needs, but this person because couldn't say no, and after that was feeling overwhelmed that I couldn't express, I couldn't say no. The similar another situation, a friend who both of them were very good friend, very well connected to each other, and it always happened that they were sharing each and everything, but because boundary was not there, whenever he needs me time, that started missing, because they were in the same room, they have different rooms, single rooms, but they were not sharing those rooms. And after some time he started feeling, I wanted to see this kind of a movie, but because the other person was more dominant in that relationship or more extrovert and was able to express his needs, then this person was became docile and couldn't say no and couldn't set the boundaries. He wanted to say that I want to just, so there was no important work, he just wanted to say that I want to go and watch a movie, but couldn't express that. And then after that was feeling that I am overwhelmed, I shouldn't continue this friendship. So he couldn't want to leave that friend and couldn't continue also. So in that, to avoid that, you must set the boundaries. When you are free, when you are available, you should definitely help your friends. But if you are not available, then you should say no, that I have some work, I cannot come, I'll come at this time, right? So you tell them about your availability, help them, but set a boundary. So because communication is very important in the friendship also. We always say yes, communication is important when you talk to your seniors, when you talk to a unknown person on a formal setting, but with the friends also, because communication is the key. You have to understand when someone is very close to you, you understand all the non-verbal clues also of that person, what they are going to say, how they are feeling. By seeing just their face, you get to know, are you not okay? Is something happened? This is the first question your friend will ask with you, right? So it means they know that how you behave when you are feeling okay, or when you are in a joyous mood, and when you are sad. So it happens. So if you think that how you should communicate, so then you should definitely use the I statement, that I am feeling like this, I am going to do this thing, I want this thing. Then it will help you to communicate your feelings. If you will not communicate properly, maybe sometimes they won't be able to understand what do you need or what do you want, and especially in the beginning of the friendship when it all started. And you should also ask the questions to understand the other person's feeling, right? Because sometimes maybe you are analyzing the situation from your own perspective, but the other person has a different perspective. So you have to understand his perspective also, what he is trying to express. That should be definitely would be able to you, it will be easy for to understand if you will ask the questions. If you will just expecting that okay, whatever he had expressed, I will understand. No. So maybe sometimes some people are like that who don't express themselves properly, then it's your responsibility to ask the questions, to understand, to make your friendship more deeper and feeling the connected with that person. You have to calm and respectful in each and every manner whenever there is a disagreement. They will be definitely, because they are also your friends, they must, generally they are of the similar age. It's not necessary, they may be of any age, they can be friends, but generally. So, and there may be differences also, because as it happens in your family, you may have some differences with your siblings, with your parents, with your friends, right? So, in the friends are also comes in the category, that same category. If you are having any relationship, there may be differences. So, respecting each other. They may come from a village area, right? They may be accustomed to a ritual that which you don't like. They may have a different religion. They may have a different, they are coming from a different place, okay, state. So, but you have to respect that. You shouldn't start talking behind their back that okay, they are in front of them, you are behaving like a very good friend, you are trying to understand, but at the back you are talking about that, you are discussing with someone third person, but he will also come to know. So don't do these things if you are in a friendship with that person, right? So because this is a very important thing. So don't comment on their physique, don't comment on their state, don't comment on their language. So there may be differences. So differences exist, but respect them and continue your friendship. That is the key. And when you will have conflict with your friends, how will you resolve those conflicts? That is similarly important. So you should address the issue as early as possible. Don't delay that. If there was a disagreement, come back to your room, and instead of just thinking that okay, maybe when I'll meet personally, then I'll call that person and we'll resolve the issue. No, that's not that thing. As sooner as you can do, that will help, because it will be, you would be able to say, you should reflect, definitely you should take that 5-10 minutes to reflect that what had happened, and if it is possible, try to resolve that thing at that time. Otherwise, maybe after coming to your room or after a day or two, just try to resolve. Don't delay it for long, because if there will be a delay, there will be a communication gap. You wouldn't like to talk to that person for that time. You will always keeping those negative feelings for long, and it will just only create the distance between you and your friend. So if something happened, try to resolve that thing as early as possible and stay focused on the issue. Happens many times whenever any differences or any conflict happen in any relationship, in friendships or in any other relationship. It happens, people start talking about the previous one, the previous incident or the previous conflict. Whenever it happened, there was a difference between them, they think that okay, leave this time, but did you remember that how you had behaved at last time? Did you remember what had been happened at that time, how you had talked at that time, how you shouted, what you have done? See, that thing happened in the past. If you will continue with that past, you won't be able to resolve the current issue. It will only create the differences. It will create the distance between you and the other person. So if you want to be friend with that person, then don't bring that past, but stay focused on the current problem. Whatever issue is creating the problem, try to resolve that as soon as possible. Discuss about that only, what you are feeling in the present time, what he is feeling at the present time, right? Do that thing. And another important thing to resolve the conflict is apologizing and forgive. If something happened and you are not reaching to a conclusion, then it's better to forgive that person. And if something happened from your side, you should also apologize as soon as possible. There is no shame, no guilt in saying sorry. Okay, this is a small word, but you should respect that thing. It should also reflect in your actions. You should feel that from inside. It should not happen you are just saying sorry and you are expecting the other person will accept your sorry. No, you should take time to do that thing, and definitely. So, and if something happened from your friend's side, then you should be able to forgive that person. So, forgiveness is the key. If you will start forgiving those persons, your relationship will stay for long. But generally, for a few people, it's very difficult to forgive, and so it creates a negative aura around them. They are always occupied with the negative thoughts that it happened, how he can say this thing, how he can do this thing, and you are thinking just that only. You are just surrounded by those negative thoughts. You are not able to go ahead in your life. So it's better if you want to go ahead. If somebody said, maybe for example, it happened, there were 3 friends, 3 girls were there, and earlier 2 were there, then the third person entered in their life, and all 3 of them became very good friends. But gradually what happened, that because 2 of them again became more connected, and the third person start feeling that okay, earlier that person was my good friend and now she is talking to that person more, and then so I may say A, B, C, and both of them started, all three of them started having some conflict among themselves, and then two became in one group and one felt isolated, and then one started cursing the third friend and said, okay, this happened, you are my bad dream, this I never expected this from you. And but so what the third person who entered later in their life, what they said, okay, so whatever you want to say, you can say, but I am not like this. So she communicated very clearly, and she thought that okay, she is in a bad mood, she is feeling rejected, and because maybe earlier she also felt almost the similar kind of situation, so she forgave that person. And later on, so there was again distance, and then so the person B felt that okay, she was wrong and she shouldn't say these things to the C person, and then she apologized, and actually already the person C had forgiven them. So again three of them became together very good friends, so it's became a group. So similarly, because otherwise what could had been happen if she could have said, how dare you say these things, right? I can never be your friend. Couldn't never involve, and it always just create the differences, a conflict, negative feelings. So it's better to move on and forgive others. And another thing is you have to be empathetic and you have to be honest in that relationship, right? So you should communicate truthfully. It should not happen that you are talking something else with that person, with your friend, and you are talking something different with the third friend. So you should be remaining kind, and if you are having anything, just start thinking with that person direction that actually what is happening. If you could have been in his or her place, how will you behave? That will give you an insight to behave in that manner. And if there was a conflict, how will you rebuild the trust? So rebuilding the trust after conflict is very important because it takes time. And if trust will not be there, they will not be your friend. There will be no friendship if trust is not there. So what's the foundation of the trust? Patience is the key. Trust takes time to rebuild. Be patient and consistent in your actions. So it's always, trust cannot build in a day or two. It will take some time, and you have to take the accountability of your actions. If you have done something wrong, you have cheated somebody or your action had hurted that person, then you have to apologize sincerely, acknowledging your role in the conflict. What was your role? So it should not happen that you are just ignoring and you are always saying that I was right, I have not done something wrong. Then it will never resolve any conflict. You also have to say sorry, you also have to apologize if any ways you hurt them. Maybe that person was wrong, right? But how you acted, maybe that also hurted that, right? So it never happened that a person is always right in friendship. It always, another person may be 90% right and 10% wrong, another one may be 90% wrong, 10% correct. So if you are on that 10% side who hurted 10%, then you should apologize, right? That you should also not say these things or these words in that manner, because tone and your volume also matters when you communicate your things. And your actions speaks louder. Sometimes your presence only matters. If there had been any conflict in your friendship and so they are not accepting you, they are angry with you, and being angry is, if something happened, it's genuine feeling, right? They will feel like this, but you have to demonstrate your apology through your actions. Maybe if they need, like in a classroom setting, right? You had been a very good friend, but now something happened, a conflict between you and your friend, and you are not asking in this, you apologize, but he is not able to forgive that incident and not giving you respect. But it's like that, say that okay, forgive it, but really you are not able to build the trust which you had made earlier. So as I said, that you have to be patient, and your gestures, how you can show that if they need something, they are not asking you to give your pen or something, but you can offer, right? So from your side always, if they need you, they are going somewhere, they are looking for a person to accompany, maybe you can be there, you can offer your help, right? If you are available. If you are not available, then no, but otherwise you have to be there. And if you have done something wrong, you should not repeat that thing, whatever hurt the other person. So your action also matters. You are saying something but behaving differently, then it will not work at all. And another thing is respect their space. Give your friend a space if they need it to process their feelings. Maybe a person was weeping after an incident and you are saying, no, no, you just say, now I am saying sorry, please forgive me now itself. And that person needs time, right? Give them the time to process the things, and respect that, okay, he wants to be alone this time, I will give them some time. Try to resolve it, but that time may take some time. Okay, it's like you should not try to resolve it then and there only. You can give them, if they need a space, give them some space, then come back again, discuss that and resolve that thing. So, the role of empathy. So, what can be done? You have to see their side. Try to understand your friend's perspective even if you don't agree. Maybe you have a different perspective and they have a different perspective about the same situation, but you have to give respect to them and you have to validate their feelings. You cannot say, how can you think in this way? This is completely wrong, right? If they are feeling emotional, maybe about the silly thing, for you it may be silly, but for them it may be a big thing. Maybe they had lost a sticker, right? You are thinking that being in a elderly age or that, how does it matter? But maybe someone close to them had gifted that sticker, or it created during their childhood, it has emotions, it involves emotions. So losing that thing, they are feeling sad. For you, it's a minor issue, but for them, it's a major thing. So you should respect that also. And you should listen them without judgment. This is very, very important thing. If you will start judging your friend, then they will never come close to you. They will never share their feelings. Your friendship will not go ahead in the life. If you want to remain the friends, then don't judge, right? Many times it happens that as soon as you start listening to them, you start judging, oh, you have done this thing wrong. Maybe they came after the emotional breakdown and they are discussing with you and they want somebody who can listen to them without any judgment. But you start criticizing them, oh, you have done this wrong, you were like this, you shouldn't do that thing. Then they won't be able to share their things with you. So you have to become the non-judgmental at that time and listen to that friend. So empathy strengthens emotional connections and it also facilitates healing. Mutual respect, what does we mean by that? That respect individual differences and values, culture and beliefs. Their belief system may be different than you and you have to respect their beliefs and celebrate success together. Celebrate each other's success without jealousy or envy. Like if your friend had got an intern and you had not got that intern, it does not mean that you start feeling gloomy that okay, he had got, how I had not got, so I'll not go there in the celebration. But your friend needs you. He got something good in his life and he wants to celebrate you. So it's your role to be there, right? To celebrate the success with that. It does not mean that if he has got and you had not got, so you start feeling jealous that how he can get, or just feeling that no, I had not got, so I don't deserve to celebrate. You are celebrating his or her success. So you must go and congratulate that person and be with that. You will also get, because if you will support that person, and avoid gossip or betrayal of trust. Don't gossip that, okay, you had been the part of the celebration because he got placed or he got an intern, but you were saying, oh, he had got, you are discussing with another friend that he had got because she was a girl, right? Or he cheated or she cheated, that's why they had got, or their friends had supported. So these things if you will do, then it will not build any trust. It will just harm your friendship, your relationship. So don't do these things, and stand by your friend even when others don't. For example, we will take an example here. A friend who had faced a disciplinary action, and you think that that person was wrong at that moment because he got, that's why he got the punishment, and everybody is criticizing that person. He is also feeling emotionally vulnerable, now realizing the mistake, but at that time because mistake happened, he had been punished. So when he, no one is supporting, and he is feeling isolated from many friends, and then so feeling of loneliness must be there. So then what will be your role? Your role will be to be with him. Okay, you think because, but now he is apologizing, he is feeling that yes, he had done something wrong, but he needs you. So being a good friend, you may be there. So he just need that, okay, you are there, that's enough. If he will be needed something, definitely he will come and confide to you, he will talk to you, but you have to show your presence. Others are judging, so not talking, but because you were friend, you were a good friend, so you should continue talking to them or to that person. How will you support your friends, right? So just being present, as we were talking. So maybe in life you will go ahead, and sometimes just being there enough, you don't have time every time, you cannot go and talk to that person, but you just a message over phone, that yes, maybe a simple message, that will be enough, you know. And when your friend needs you, and you have to listen them first, don't start judging, as I was saying, that you start judging them based on their actions, and you, as they started, maybe they are sharing some personal issues with you, and you started giving opinions or maybe your advices based on your experiences, then they will not come to you. They'll think that, okay, you start judging, you start giving advices. So first listen to them. They just want that okay, somebody is there to listen, to support that thing. They just want this much. And check in. So you should also check in regularly with a simple message or call. Maybe you are in a long distance, you are unable to connect with them, and just one of the message, like okay, hi, hello, or general good morning, good night, whatever, or just about the friendship or something simple, that it shows that that person is important in your life. Only this much is needed to continue a long term friendship. So you have to remind them that they are important in your life. Long term friendships, maintaining them long term friendships are sometimes very difficult, because when there is a distance, you are unable to meet up personally, you cannot express yourself completely. Talking to them over call, sometimes it gets difficult, but few people are there who maintain long term distance relationships very well. How they do generally? So they stay connected. So you should also be stay in touch even when life gets busy. There's a possibility that you are busy in your studies, and but who were your school friends, or who were your childhood friends, you may create a group with them, right? You can be connected with them. Sometimes wishing them on their birthday, on the festivals or something, that will be enough. And when you will meet personally, you will not feel that you are meeting an unknown person. Share your experiences, right? So you can, if friend stays outside, yeah, it's a long distance, then over video call you can share the things that what is happening in your life and what is happening in his life. Both of you may be connected to each other very well. You can plan to watch a movie together, that okay, at the same time you will watch the same movie. If you are a very good friend, then you can do this also. And be flexible with the things, that whatever happens in your life, you may update them gradually. So because it happens that when you were in school, your friends were different. When you are in a job, things will be different. People with whom you are surrounded by, your colleagues, your classmates, they will be different. And as later in your stage you will move ahead, then your friends will change. Maybe your friends or the colleagues who work with you, right, the people in your workspace became your good friends. So but the earlier who were the friends, if you want to remain in a long term friendship, just maybe mailing them once in a while, or messaging them, or wishes them whenever you have time, this much is enough. So it gives a kind of a connection, a feeling like, okay, someone is there, I know that person is that city or that area. It gives a feeling of satisfaction. Yes, I have many friends in my life. So how will you reflect on the friendship? You may ask yourself that which friendship nourishes me and which drains me, and evaluate if boundaries need to be strengthened. And you should let go to the toxic friends if you are feeling that those friends are not helping you, you are feeling overwhelmed, or that person always overpower you, you are feeling drained after doing something for that friend, and all, or it is one-sided, then it should not be continued for a long time. If you are having any of these thoughts, right, after talking to a friend you are feeling that I am drained, after doing something you are feeling that okay, I shouldn't do that thing, you are feeling guilty, then it means it's not a healthy friendship. And at the same time, value the quality. It's not important that you are meeting that person regularly, but you should give the value whatever time you have. So if you are feeling happy after talking to a friend, you have very good emotions, right, then you should definitely continue. You should also put some efforts to make that friendship healthy. So final thoughts are there, just that healthy friendships are built on the trust, empathy and mutual respect. They enrich our lives, offer support and help us grow. And be intentional. Great friendship don't happen by accident. Nurture the good ones. They are the one of life's greatest gifts. If you have good friends in your surroundings, it means you are the lucky one, you are the happiest person in the world who have good friends. So if your friends are good, you feel safe among them, you feel happy in their company, it means you are a happy person, you are the luckiest one. Continue those friendship. But if you're feeling drained out, if you're feeling toxic and in a relationship, then say goodbye to those friendships. Okay, stay healthy and happy. Thank you.